Hello everybody, my name is Sive.
My name is Nandi.
And today we'll be presenting our worm farm.
We come from the 4-H club in East London. Our group name is A-Side, short for Ameland Decide.
What made you decide to have a 4-H club?
At first we wanted to go to a camp because we never went to a camp, but we were interested in other things like entrepreneurship, how plants grow and how their roots are, like how they can help us in health, because we need greens for our health, how herbs could help for skin, like for example my skin. I have very bad skin and Ikala helps with my skin. It has
aloe vera.
Yes, aloe vera. It was like in my whole arm. Then my mom had color and put it every day. She used to put it on my arm, and I used to also put it. And now it's much better, and it's almost gone here as well.
And it also helps us in natural science. As for me, last term I didn't have good grades in my natural science, but when I started joining the 4-H club, I got 7s in. I literally got 7s in my natural science. So the 4-H club mostly helps me.
Okay, today we're gonna show you how our worm farm works. So
And this is what we use for our worm farm. Our old baths that we used to wash in. And in another word, long story short, you can call it recycling. We're using the 3 R's: reuse, reduce, recycle.
and this is very helpful because it could fertilize your plants. And some people think that planting is very expensive, it doesn't help, it's just a waste of money. But in the end, you just need to be patient and see how it goes. And we have a very big garden that we were helped with our aunt. It's very big. We have a lot of plants that we eat. And as we're eating them, we don't need to go to stores like ShopRite, Checkers, Pick and Pay. They're very expensive there. We can just get fresh, good, organic plants right there, and
From
we can
the garden.
and we can just cook them. And the worm farm really helps.
For example, this one
Has
we
a hole.
use for a hole. We put our worms in here, and then the wormweed comes out here. And this one already has a wormweed. We put the rock here so that it can hold, so that the wormweed can come out perfectly. And then here we put the rock, especially for when our plants, we don't want our worms to drown. So what we're going to be doing today, we will show you how to make a worm farm. We bought the worms from a nursery in Gunubi, and the worms cost R1 per worm. So we have them in here, but you can't see the worms are under, so you can see them when we're taking them out. Okay.
We use newspaper because they are easier for the
worms to eat through.
and they use
Soy-based ink.
And you don't need to shred them very little. You just
And-
need to make them into big medium-sized pieces.
And you shouldn't use glossy paper because it causes chemicals for your worms, and it's very bad. This is our first layer of bedding. So you don't need to cut small pieces. This piece is actually fine. So yeah, that's how we do it. And instead of buying fertilizers from the store, you can actually have your own fertilizer, like wormweed. The wormweed actually fertilizes your plants. It's a natural fertilizer. Layer, you have to add water. You shouldn't add a lot of water. So you just add a little bit of water. Add a little bit of water so that your worms can go, so that your worms can eat through it. Yeah.
And so it can be nice and moist.
And warm for the worms. We use the soil. I'm getting soil here so that And you shouldn't use the soil that's under. You should use this one that has rocks. As you can see, this soil has rocks, and it actually helps the worms to, as you know, the worms don't have teeth, so it helps your worms to chew. They chew with it. So this is the soil that we need. As you can see, I'm getting around it. I'm not getting under. So you should try this strategy. And buying plants, buying food is actually waste of money, because sometimes you buy rotten food and you have to throw it away immediately. So what we do, we just have our own garden, our own plants, and we are using this worm farm to fertilize our plants. I think this is enough.
The worms that we're using are red regular worms. We're using these because they're always up in the surface.
Oh, nice, Marcus,
And there are lots.
There are lots of worms. And you should put your food in one corner. As you can see, look, these worms are running for the food. They can see that this is the food.
the sun as well.
Yes. These are red worms. As you can see, there's a baby worm right there.
Now, worms eat double their size every day, and they also double in numbers every 3 months. So every 3 months, your worm farm gets bigger. So you have to accommodate, you have to change your size, the size of your worm farm, so that you can have more worms, because worms also regulate themselves. When there are too many worms in the worm farm, then the worms will stop reproducing, and they will wait until they've got a bigger space to reproduce.
And
As you can see, the worms, they don't like the light. Immediately they are running away. They're going into the ground to run away from the light. Even though they're running away from the light, these worms, they like to be more on the surface of the soil, which is called the subsoil. They don't dig deep into the soil. Now the next thing that we're gonna add the soil.
here's our soil. As I told you, we need to get soil that has little rocks in it, because you know that worms don't have teeth, so they use those little rocks to chew the food. And you should put your food in one corner so that you remember where you put your food. And you shouldn't put food every day. You should check whether your food is still there or not. As you can see, this is our food that we put for them, and we put it in one corner. So now I'll be adding the soil.
It's just beautiful. Nice.
As you can see, I have little rocks in my soil. See, little tiny rocks. They don't need to be huge. This is enough. Yeah. As you can see, the tiny rocks like these.
And then on top, now we're gonna put bedding to make sure, to make sure that the worms are underneath and that there's no light that comes through.
As you can see, we're mostly done with our worm farm. We are putting the bedding and another layer of newspaper so the light doesn't come through it.
To make sure that it's dark. So when you want to put more food on top, you can just check by the corner And when you see when your food is gone, you can put food on top. And worms are asexual. Worms are asexual. They don't need. They can reproduce themselves.
They don't need another partner to help them reproduce. And that is our worm farm.
Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos and give this video a big thumbs up. Bye!